Yes, that's right. I went to the game. However, I got kicked out after 30 minutes. Oh my God, what a story. I got recognised and they reported me as an away fan. And yes, I was in the home stand. It's impossible to get away tickets. I managed to buy a ticket. A home fan wasn't going. And I sat there very respectfully. I was chatting to the Brighton fans, really nice people. I didn't wear any red. I was very well behaved. And then 30 minutes in, a steward and a police officer comes up and says, "We need to talk to you, please." And they asked me to leave. I pleaded my case. I said, I'm being respectful. I understand that I'm an Arsenal fan, and they obviously knew who I was. And the person who reported me, thank you. It's really nice of you. Ruined my day completely. But on a positive, we've won the game. I managed to watch my beloved Arsenal for 25 or so minutes. I just missed the penalty. Funnily enough, as I was getting escorted by police out of the stadium for my own safety, they were worried that I was going to get attacked. Okay, they were just doing their jobs, okay, and it's really frustrating, but literally as I left the stadium, I heard the cheering, and I could tell it was an Arsenal goal. The Arsenal fans were so loud, and I wish I was with the away fans. I even said, look, I'll go and stand with them, but I wasn't allowed. I know it's against the rules. It's a thing. You know, away fans aren't meant to sit with the home fans, and I understand that. But I could have easily been a Brighton fan. It's only because I got recognised and they could see my online channels and they could tell that I do Arsenal content, and there was no getting out of it, unfortunately. But why would someone rat me out like that? I'm really struggling to get my head around. Like, someone has seen me and gone, I'm going to report him and he'll get kicked out. It is what it is. I'm so glad we won the game, because if I had got home, because I missed the second half, I was driving home up the M23, just hoping we would pick up the wins, and obviously my phone was buzzing with goals. I would have been devastated if we lost the game as well. So I can only tell you what I've seen highlights-wise and the first kind of 25 minutes of the game. And actually, I've got to say, Brighton were pretty good at the very kind of opening 5-10 minutes. I thought they moved the ball really well. But Arsenal's quality shone through. It was so good to see Havertz and Rice in action. I didn't get to see Rice last season because obviously he wasn't at the club, and neither was Havertz. And it was great to see them in person. And also, I've seen Ødegaard a few times, but today, I was right behind him. Incredible. And Ben White as well. Very, very underrated, technically gifted player. But I just wish I could talk more about the game. If anything, I've just got more to say about the experience. I mean, I'll be honest, I might as well just go in full cam here. The actual stadium is amazing. I drive past the Brighton Stadium all the time. For those of you who don't know, I live half an hour away from Brighton. So it's always been on my bucket list, and I would have happily bought an away ticket. But guess what? Only 3,001 for Arsenal fans. So if you're not a season ticket holder, if you're not a member for their, I think it's some membership thing, which it costs a lot of money, obviously, and that just gives you a chance to get a ticket. It's basically impossible. So I managed to source a ticket, and I've paid quite a bit of money for it, and it breaks my heart, because I'm a 31-year-old guy that's very respectable. I've never caused any trouble. I've never been in trouble with the police. I've never gone to a football game and been a hooligan and got into fights. I literally sat at my seat and I watched the game, and I was chatting to the guys next to me, and guess what? Not to rat those guys out, but the guy on my left was just traveling around the south coast and fancied watching the game. He was a neutral. The people on my right were Americans over for their first soccer game. They aren't Brighton fans, but it's just because they could verify who I am, and that someone's just ratted me out. I can't believe it. I can't believe it happened. I'm just so grateful I got to see a bit of the game at least. And I want people to know that obviously it's very stupid of me to complain if I've broke the rules. Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan sitting in the home end, but I wasn't wearing an Arsenal top. I wasn't wearing any red. I made sure that I was very clearly not an Arsenal fan. I just rocked up to the stadium 45 minutes before kickoff. I went and sat down, and I was literally chatting to Brighton, or some Brighton fans and some neutral fans, and just enjoying the game, being perfectly well behaved. and they felt the need to kick me out of the stadium. So it is what it is. Of course, this does mean we're back to the top of the table. Let me just go back to that. Brighton mid-table, and I really was impressed with Brighton at times during the game, but they don't have the quality they had last year, that's for sure. And they've obviously lost quite a few players to the team above them, actually. I'm gutted I didn't see the second half, because I was sat, you would have seen in the footage, I was sat in the Arsenal's defending half in the first half, so I didn't get to see any of the Arsenal attacking right in front of me, which I was so excited for. I'm so gutted. I can't believe I just can't believe that's happened. It just feels so harsh, doesn't it? It might be the rules, and I kind of understand it, especially if I was causing issues and celebrating if Arsenal scored. But actually, it was quite funny. There was a few moments where the referee was giving away fouls, giving them to Arsenal, and I was sitting there with the Brighton fans, and actually at times I was thinking, that wasn't a foul. I feel for you guys. I was effectively supporting Brighton at moments, out of my control, really. It's a really nice stadium, and the Brighton fans weren't particularly impressive, if you ask me. It wasn't exactly loud. You could hear the Arsenal fans very clearly. I'm just so disappointed. I'm just there to watch the football. What I should have done is said, that isn't me. I look like him, and I'm a Brighton fan. What's the difference? And then I would have been okay. It's just me being me. I'm quite a polite person. Bless her. She was just doing her job, and she was genuinely concerned that I was going to get attacked by Arsenal fans or Brighton fans, more importantly, I guess, for being an away fan. She thought that Arsenal fans would be angry at me for sitting with the Brighton fans, so they would want to attack me for that, which obviously isn't going to happen. It's obvious that I'm there because I couldn't get an away ticket, and she was concerned that I would get into a fight with Brighton fans because I'm an Arsenal fan. It's like, if you ever go to a game, it really isn't like that, unless it's a proper derby and it's really fierce. It's Arsenal versus Brighton, and I was really calm, and I was just saying, look, guys, I make content online, and I am an Arsenal fan, and yes, that person's reported me because he's trolling. He's trying to get a win here, and you're letting him win. And she was just saying, there's nothing I can do. You have to leave. So the whole thing just sucks. But I did actually have a good experience up until that moment. I will try and go back, even though I'm upset and frustrated about the whole thing. And I'll try and get an away ticket. I try almost every away game if it's a game that I can actually get to, because home game's impossible. It literally is impossible to get an Arsenal ticket at home. I try, and for once I struck gold. I found someone. And if you're watching, Christy, thank you for helping me out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just so grateful we got the win, which means we're back to the top. It's over to Liverpool now because Man City got their win as well. But the big one is Tuesday against Bayern, and I'm excited for that. But sorry I couldn't talk more about the game. Havertz is a striker. He's not a midfielder. Trossard is an Arsenal man. He touched the Arsenal badge after scoring. And Saka, Starboy, not quite a hat-trick to compete with Palmer and Foden, but another goal for him. All in all, I'm okay. It sucks. It happens. I know I technically was doing the wrong thing by sitting in the home end, but what else? As if I wasn't going to try and take that opportunity. It just sucks. And I mustn't post pictures. I can't tell anyone I'm there. And if you're watching this, if you're the guy or girl who reported me, I hope you're happy, because you haven't hurt me. You've just upset me, and it just sucks. Like, you're just a snitch, and karma will get you. Hopefully you'll have a problem at a game. Maybe it'll be one of the most exciting games you've wanted to go for so long, and then on the way your train breaks down, your car breaks down, and you miss it. I hope that happens.